What up, guys? Welcome back to the Next Gen Car Guys channel. I know it's been like a long 3 months, but look, we've both been busy.
Craig's fault.
I got a job, finally.
I started a new job, actually.
He got a new job.
Yeah.
So we've been busy. We ain't had time to make videos at all. But we thought we'd bring you a little update video because it's been so long. We ended up finding some problems with my car. And I solved them problems. So,
yeah.
That's a little, we're just going to give you a little update.
Yep.
So, one of the problems that we are speaking of, if you notice something on my car, it's different. It's not black anymore. It's all shiny.
So what happened to that Summit racing carburetor, Craig?
Well, let's just, okay. Long story short, don't buy a Summit carburetor.
And why is that?
From day one, we've had problems with that carburetor. It's always like, you had to idle it really, really rich. At like 11.8 to 1, 11.5 to 1 to make it anywhere drivable.
Right.
And then when you laid into it, the vacuum secondaries, you know, they come in and it would be like really lean up top. I didn't like that. I couldn't fix it. We tried to fix it with bigger jets. It didn't run. Then we found out that, so we took the back bowl off to switch the jets, and the gasket that was on it was like really thick. I didn't pay attention to it. I went and bought another gasket because that one tore. We put it back on there, and the way the float is made in that carburetor, because it's got jets in it, it's notched. But with that not as thick gasket, when you bolted it up, the float would actually hang on the jets, so it'd fill it with fuel and then it would just flood itself.
So you've been fighting this for what, a couple weeks now?
A couple months, ever since I had the car running.
Man.
But anyway, we also found out that the secondary butterflies were staying open. They weren't shutting all the way.
Oh, wow.
So that's the reason why we had to idle it so rich, just to make it drivable.
Well, how you liking the new carb?
Oh, it's completely
So,
different.
Summit Racing was a 600. This one's a 650. They both were secondary, or vacuum secondaries. But as far as a fuel delivery, it's much better. What about responsiveness? Has it picked up any?
The responsiveness is about the same. It's just got a lot more fuel going to it.
Right.
It's 82 jets in the back, 71s in the front, and it likes it.
It likes it much better.
The only thing I have to adjust right now is I need to set the choke off a little bit because it's too much in the mornings.
It looks good though.
And
look at that shiny engine bay too.
Yeah, I try to keep it somewhat clean.
Looks like everything's holding up good as far as, so how many miles do you think you've got on it since we did the
According to the
smoothing of the panels and all?
I did an oil change a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So 3,000 miles.
Yeah.
So probably right at 4,000 miles now.
Okay.
On the whole thing.
I got you.
So it's holding up pretty good other than carburetor issues.
So no, it's still not painted yet.
No, sadly.
So he's been daily driving this.
And it's dirty.
And it's dirty. He needs to wash it. It needs a good washing.
It does need a good washing.
But everything so far is still holding up good. And he's been trying to keep the engine bay as clean as possible as far as keeping it wiped down. And that's really going to make it last as long as it can last. But I don't see any leaks or anything. It looks good. So I guess it was the last video I did. I think it's the last video I did.
I can't remember.
Can't remember. Anyway, we were working on my car. So you guys know we found a bunch of issues with my car, and we decided to go a little different route with it. Something to play with. So he's a little more on the receiving end of it now as far as liking the idea, because he actually got to drive it around the yard. And what was your...
You can see a lot better.
There's no blind spots.
There's no blind spots. You hear everything a lot better.
Right.
You don't have to open a door to get out or get in.
How's that pedal, though?
Oh, it's sketchy.
It is definitely.
Like you just like barely giving another.
Oh yeah, it's all over the place. Of course, you know it ain't got no weight on it now. So, but anyway, we'll turn the camera and let you check it out.
Good. So, Mike, what all you been doing?
So, have finally got it to the point now where we're going to be able to take it to the shop and get the exo cage done on it.
So if I'm not mistaken, in the last video, didn't you still have like the wheel tubs and stuff back here?
Yeah. So finally got all that cut out. I've still got to trim this one down. I did take and trim this down on both sides, but I beveled it out because here is your frame runner on these cars, which ties into the whole unibody. So I've still got to finish that cut here, which you can see my mark. which I'll probably end up having to remake that mark. It's this outside edge mark, so I can keep them both symmetrical. Haven't really decided on what I'm going to do with this, the spare tire well. I know I want to keep it functional as maybe a spare tire place. I see a lot of guys that do the bars where they come down off of the couple of main hoops they do, and they put like a spare tire mount here. So I don't know if I'll do that or utilize this. I know I want to do some type of basket, so I can put me a cooler and stuff like that. So when we go to events, we got, you know, put some cold drinks on the back of the car and take it with us. But maybe even do some kind of hinge system where you could raise it up and still get to your spare tire. So that's kind of where I'm at with it now. Looking for some seats, something that will hold up to the test of time as far as being abused in the weather. I have it covered with a tarp right now. Hopefully here for long, whether they get a carport or a shop built, and we're going to keep it inside. But for the time being, it's just sitting outside under a tarp. So yeah, that's the only downside, I guess, about having some kind of exo kart thing is it, you know,
it's gonna get wet.
Yeah. So, and that was really the reason I wanted to leave the windshield in it. I've seen a lot of these guys build them, and they'll take Lexan, stretch it across, drill some holes in it, zip tie it up, and I guess that's fine and good and all. But at least with the windshield, if it does start raining and I'm driving down the road, you know, the idea is hopefully most of it will blow up over the top of you. It was your grandpa that was telling me about it. He was actually, he actually turned me on to the idea of, so when we do the main hoop on top of the car, getting like a truck bed cover, canvas, and then getting the snap.
Yeah, the little snap it.
Little snap. So if it starts raining, or if it's really hot outside and the sun's beating the crap out of you, you can get out with that little canvas and then just kind of snap it around the top of the car, and that'd give you some shade and maybe a little rain protection too. So that's kind of what we were thinking there.
Well, so guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, here, I'll give the camera back.
He's gonna get in there.
So this is what it's like sitting in the car with no roof, no doors.
So you don't realize how tall you are, Craig. You're sitting in one of these. Like your head is like
right at the roof.
Yeah. So if the roof
but
still has
your seat also isn't modified like mine.
Yeah, yours is lower. So yeah.
But this is what it's like, guys. I mean, it's kind of cool.
So you guys know Mustang Mike. He's been on the channel before. So it's been, I guess, a couple weeks ago, something like that. We decided to get it out on the road. Maybe not legal like, and you know, just drive it down and come back. And I decided to kind of get on it a little bit, and that may or may not have been a mistake. Because it aims for the mailboxes. In third gear, if you roll in on the throttle, it tries to take you off the edge of the road. So it needs some more weight in the back. That's for sure. Yeah, Craig just tried to drive around the yard, and you can't even touch the throttle; it just spins.
It's definitely light.
Yeah,
it's lighter than what a regular box body should be.
So, if you had to guess, how much weight do you think we took off of it?
Honestly, I feel like this thing right now.
So as it sits, no fenders, no doors, no roof. No rear hatch, and the hatches are not as heavy as everybody says, by the way. I picked it up off the car by myself.
They're still pretty
I mean, they're heavy. I mean, you know, but not heavy. It's so heavy that you can't get it off by yourself.
So what's your guess?
The rear crash bar is pretty heavy. We did leave the front one on, and I actually, guys, I've been kind of in between it a little bit about taking the bar off the front, and I think I'm gonna leave it. And the reason I say that is because if I bring the bars up, so it's going to have two here. It's going to have one that comes up and kind of follows this little curvature here. And it's going to have another one that comes off the bar here and comes down. And I think I'm going to have it wrap over and tie into this. And that'll kind of tie the car back in, give it some more structure, make it a little safer.
So,
but yeah, back to the weight thing.
What's your guess?
If I had to guess, what are these cars? They're a little less than 3.
No,
or they're right around 3.
They're 3,300.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bet it somewhere around about the 1,600 to 1,800 pound mark.
I was thinking more like 1,700 pounds. Probably.
So it's got to be somewhere in there.
It's lighter than a Miata right now.
So you factor that in with you know,
V8. This makes a lot of torque.
Yeah,
just driving it in the yard is sketchy. I couldn't imagine on the road.
We took it down the road, and it definitely scary.
Oh yeah, just looking at your radiator cap made me think. That's another issue I had with my car.
My Ford racing one. I went through a lot of trouble to get that Ford racing one, by the way.
If you guys really some of the pictures on Instagram, I got an SVE radiator in my car, just like he does.
Same as mine.
So it comes with a 21-pound cap on it, and I didn't know that.
Right.
So I got it. I had a slow day at work one day. Like, we were kind of slow, so I asked if I could work on my car because I needed to do an oil change and a rear wheel cylinder was leaking.
Right.
I got it up in the air, and the bottom radiator hose was stuck together like a pancake. So I was like, okay. So I checked the coolant, and like, it was full. So I talked to my grandpa about it, and he's like, you need to get a different radiator cap, one that's like less pressure.
Yeah.
So I did that. So far, I haven't had that problem.
Oh, and so one of the new things Craig did, of course, you know, what fan was the fan that you had on there before? What was the name brand of that?
That was
one?
actually a Jegs fan.
A Jegs fan?
In the catalog like 5 years ago.
So he actually went with the new setup here. It's a dual fan. It's actually a contour fan. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So that's what the contour fans look like, guys. And they actually look really good in here.
That's like, if you see this in the top of the radiator.
Right.
That's where we drilled a hole to mount the other fan.
Okay.
But like, it's just, you'll see it from this side for now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to make that plate that bolts here.
That covers and gives you something. Okay. Kind of like the Scott rod panel does.
Yeah,
the cover.
I got the thing that they
You're just going to make a custom one.
But I'm going to make a custom one because I don't want mine, like, I want mine to come out at an angle.
You're right.
Like this, and then catch these two bolts probably.
Okay.
Hold the fan and the radiator.
And then your fan controller mounted into the...
Well, I don't have a fan controller anymore. So that's the whole situation that we ran into.
Oh, really?
So if you notice back here in the intake where my sensor used to be, under the fuel line.
Okay, we're talking about, yeah, that right there.
All right, so you notice that's different, right?
Yep.
Okay. I ordered that before I ever decided to stick with the controller that I had.
Okay.
Because I was going to use, that's a sensor that comes on at 195, goes off at 185.
Okay.
So really all you have to do with that is wire 2 relays. You could use...
So it's basically just a complete setup other than power.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, we have 2 relays mounted where that controller was.
Right.
What you're talking about. And then we run 2 wires off of that sensor.
Okay.
To the relays, and that's what signals the relays to turn the fans on.
Okay.
And then the fans are wired up with constant battery power. And then the ground wires that goes to the fan, the relays actually send the ground.
Okay.
Out to the fan.
So they got power all the time, and it's a switch power as far as, or it's a switch ground.
Exactly.
I got you. Okay. Sweet.
But yeah, contour fans, I'm actually really happy with them. They do a really good job.
Yeah, because you were actually having an issue with that single fan setup where it was actually getting a little hot.
Yeah, if you sit in the drive-thru in traffic for a while, it would actually get up to like 200 degrees.
Yeah.
Which I don't really like 195 degrees, but with these fans, it kicks on at 195 and like it'll bring it down.
It brings it right back down. Okay.
So.
All right.
So I'm happy with them. The install was actually really, really easy.
Right.
The only thing that I was confused about at first is reading the directions on LMR because I got this kit from LMR. And it comes with the mounting brackets and all that kind of stuff.
But it looks like a really clean install. I mean,
there's some ears that you have to cut off, like you can see here.
Okay, yeah.
Like it's completely smooth anymore.
Okay.
There's a few ears around the fans you have to cut off. And then the mounting brackets, the part that confused me the most was how to turn them. Because it didn't really specify, it just showed a picture.
Right.
But I finally figured that out, and that's what these 2 bolts right here are for.
Okay.
Just to hold the fans to the mounting bracket. And then these 2 bolts, you know, they come with a threaded clip here. And then you just thread these 2 bolts in that. And then at the bottom, it's got like an S-clip.
Okay.
So one side goes into the radiator, and then the other side holds the fan at the bottom.
Okay.
So you just kind of like snap it in.
Snap it in. Okay. Well, it turned out good, man. Well, I mean, at least it's...
Plus, I got a lot more space between my wires.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks a lot better there. So, sweet. So, yeah. So, down in the comments, let us know what you think about Craig's setup, his new fan setup. And
the new carburetor.
I'll take all the hate you guys want to give me on that.
Can't believe you cut it up, man. Actually, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was on that bandwagon. I'm like, why, I can't cuss, but why did you cut up an 82 GT, like a real one? And, well, it was rusty, and yeah, I understand that part, but you could have fixed it and made it drivable.
But here's the thing. I'd have had another $8,000 in it, and it still had a car with no paint.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
No air conditioning.
You could have fixed it really cheap, and then painted the outside of the car, and nobody would have ever noticed it.
This is going to be way more fun.
He says until he gets tired of being in the hot. It's too hot, I wish I had AC.
I bet it gets more airflow than your car.
I don't know, my car actually, I don't die in my car.
Alright, so I got one more thing to show you, something I picked up a couple of weeks ago. You may have already seen it in the background, the elephant in the room.
It's literally an elephant.
So let's turn the camera around and let you check that out. So that is a 1992 Chevrolet G20 van. And you guys already know that Craig's more of a Chevy guy than I am. In a sense that he likes the OBS trucks and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm more of a Ford guy, you know, hardcore Ford guy.
I'm
but
not a big fan of the vans.
I've always had a love for these. I don't know why. Yeah, I got that on order. It was broke when I got it. I got a new grill and both headlight bezels coming. Hey, $100 shipped.
You gotta fix that. That's broke.
I'll fix that. I got a welder.
No, all you need is vice grip.
I got a Craig.
You need vice grip.
I got a Craig. Oh. I'll get Craig to fix it.
You gotta pay me a Taco Bell or baked spaghetti.
We're doing that tonight though.
Yeah, but that's not payment for this.
Oh.
That's just because you want to make baked spaghetti.
Right. But yeah, as you guys can see, the old van's in pretty good shape. So it comes with these running boards because it is a conversion van. This one's the high top. So it comes with these running boards that went over each wheel arch. And I cut them. And we're fixing to take them the rest of the way off. But yeah, this right here, bezel's broke. All the lights and stuff work on it. I've done cleaned all that up, fixed that stuff. It does need a tab, which we just got to bend it back in, but that's no big deal. It's missing a little paint. Like I said, it's old, man. It's what, almost 30?
What's cool about it though?
What's that?
It actually runs.
Yeah, it runs actually really well. I did have to do a little bit of work to it. So yeah, it runs really well. Hit the throttle a few times. It's blowing my pants leg. And Grandpa fixed the horn. I told you.
It's almost like a meat.
Right? So yeah, this old van's pretty cool. I'll let you see the inside of it. It's a little dirty. We hadn't had a real chance to clean it up. I've already had the dashboard out of it, fixed a heater core. Heater core seem to be my kryptonite, by the way.
They are his kryptonite.
I have put a heater core in everything I've owned in the last 2 years. At least twice.
At least twice.
I've done the truck twice. I've done the Windstar twice. I've did the Mustang twice. And I've had to do this one once. So I'm crossing our fingers, and if I have to do it again, I'm setting it on fire. So anyway, let me take you around. So, yep, I done put a Sasquatch sticker on it. So what we use this van for is camping.
Sasquatches.
Going Sasquatching?
No, we hunt Sam Squanches.
So I did make a little frame. We had a little window unit in here. So when we went camping a couple weekends ago, it stayed nice and cool in there, which I fixed it where I can actually pop.
Were you trying to be an explorer?
Well, I just put that on there just to kind of give it the...
You're not an explorer.
Look here, don't you judge me.
You don't go exploring.
So let me show you what... It's even got the clothes rack in here, guys. Check this out. So it's got all this cool stuff. It's got the bed in the back that folds down. Or the rear seat that folds down into a bed.
Basically what he's saying is if I ever get kicked out, then I got a place to live.
Right? And I mean, I know it's not saying much, but I can stand up in the back of this. Look here. So this one doesn't have the side sliding door, which is the reason I wanted this one. I like the sliding door vans, but you guys know over time they tend to get loose. So, but here's the inside. I've already fixed the rear screens. I got that screen to fix in that window. It had a TV in it with a Nintendo. The TV didn't work, or the Nintendo didn't work, so I took that out. But of course you can see some clothes and stuff from where the kids was playing. But check this out real quick. So it did have the accent lighting built in, so I rewired all that. That right there is cool. And then it has the full interior mode, which I haven't decided on if I'm going to do it or not, but I have contemplated on changing these right here into an LED setup.
I would.
But
make it brighter. It's
pretty cool for an old van. I'll get up here and let you guys check out the console and stuff. It had some carpet down around this area. I took it off. I am actually going to replace the carpet in this eventually. But
much roomy.
It's pretty nice.
I can almost stand all the way up.
See, it's pretty tall.
Like almost.
So Craig's actually standing up in here. He's got a little... How tall are you?
5'10".
And I'm 5'4", so I can stand up. I have to lean a little bit. Well, no, I don't. No, I can actually stand up in this thing. Hang on. Give me good. Yeah, that's me flat-footed. I got to bend a little bit, but
So
I got to see me. So that's about how far I got to.
It's at least 5 foot
That's
tall.
what it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's hot in here.
It's yeah. I agree. See, guys, what do you think? Pretty cool for an old van. Did have some leftover tires that were new, so again, shout out to Mustang Mike for helping me put the tires on it. But my grandmother, growing up, I always had one of these. My grandma and grandpa did. Several different years and makes, models of them. But yeah, these were always my favorite. And then the last one she had was a Mark III, which is this one here. So this is a Mark III conversion. Mark III was a company out of Florida. So they were the guys that put the high top on them. They put the side steps on them. They did all the interior stuff. But yeah, we just wanted to kind of show you guys that. I thought it was kind of cool. And so really what we bought this for is a camping buggy. That's what we use it for. This is what we call our adventure rig. So if we go camping, decide to go stay somewhere for a couple days, we take this with us. It's comfortable, rides good. And we got it up to 90. So it actually will do 90.
Why would you do that?
And I had pedal lift, but I got scared. That's a lot of vehicle to be doing 90 miles an hour. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. So leave your likes and your comments. I'd appreciate it. That really helps us out. Like I said, we've been kind of hiatus for, what, has it been 3 months?
It's been close.
Or 2 months?
It's been close to 3.
It's been a minute. It's done. You know, we've been busy. He started a job. I started a new job. So we just haven't had time. But hopefully, here for long, we've got a couple events coming up. We're going to try to get some video or some footage of that. I know we're planning on going to Ford Fest, Holly Ford Fest.
We're trying to take the Fox.
So we'd like to take his car. We'll probably take another vehicle with us as a backup, just in case. That is a pretty good ride. What was it, like 2.5 or 3 hours?
3
like
hours,
that.
I think.
Yeah, that is far from here to
Jackson
for Ford takeover. So, but anyway,
we're gonna try to take it though.
We're definitely gonna try to take it. Look at that! I got a shadow. Check that out. Woo. Oh wait, sorry, I got squirrel again. Ooh, piece of candy.
What am I gonna do with him?
Anyway, guys, we appreciate all the love. Until next time, you guys take care.
Like, subscribe, comment, share, help us out. You know, your favorite YouTubers, even though we've been a while. But anyway, we see you later. This is Next Gen Car, guys.